to set out some of our policy commitments as a party looking forward. But most importantly, the overall message we want to send out tonight to the voting public is that there is an alternative to the business as usual attitude that has run Jersey for decades. There is another way, and the timing has never been better for voters to seize this opportunity and get real change at the ballot box. Something just feels different this time. Social attitudes have changed, disaffection with the current system of government has never been higher, and the gap between the island's richest and poorest has become intolerable to the majority of islanders, whatever their politics are. And those of us who stand for an alternative have never been more united or determined to make sure that the public have a choice to force social issues of economic justice on the agenda for our government.
I do believe passionately in party politics for all the reasons Sam has said. I think a grouping in the States is the only way of getting things done. I also feel that I wouldn't have had the confidence to stand on my own without the support of a party. I mean, I get help with all the practical things like posters and leaflets where I don't know where to start. But most importantly, I think that if you're standing as a party, you are making a promise to the electorate that you won't break. The electorate who vote for a party know exactly what they're getting, whereas if they vote for an individual, they don't. Individuals can promise you the world, but they won't have any mechanism for delivering on those promises, and they can say they change their minds when they get in, and really you can't rely on what they say.
This year could be the turning point where we can make politics work for ordinary people again. I feel very privileged to have the opportunity to run and work with Reform Jersey, where I can be part of the change and help turn around the future of Jersey and make it better for everyone. If there's one message I hope people take from this meeting and the election coming up, it's that there is hope. Just imagine how if the 8 of us were voted in, and could speak together as one voice in the States to stand up for equality and social and economic justice. So thanks to all who have taken time to come out and see us and show an interest in our island's future.
I'm not a sheep. I'm not somebody who'll follow a crowd, but I've decided to go with Reform Jersey because they have the same values and the same vision as I do, and I'm happy with that. Obviously, it's good that they're going to care for me too with my rosettes, my posters. I'm very happy about that, thank you. Yeah, they're caring too, and they've proved themselves to the ordinary everyday person. Each one of these deputies that are already there have worked for the ordinary everyday person. I've seen it. I've seen it happen, and that's why I'm standing.
We are suffering from a massive shortfall over our predicted income, and we're going ahead spending anyway. Philip Odoff is starting 2015 with an empty pot. There's nothing in the bank. No contingencies. No spare, he spends everything. The only thing that's left is the strategic fund, the rainy day fund. Why, when he discovered a £100 million gap, shortfall, did he not put his hand up and honestly say, help? We didn't do it. It's time to spend some of that strategic reserve to cater for this what is, what it's there for, which is to deal with the occasion when tax revenues from the island businesses and people fall through the floor. He hasn't done that. He's whistled in the dark and pretended that everything's going on okay. Ever the optimist, the cockeyed optimist, I call him, because he's always doing that. Everything's fine, everything's fine. When he knew 18 months ago, 2 years ago probably, that this big hole was coming. He could see it.
Right now, I'm a recruitment manager. Now, I've been doing that for the past 5 years, and it's really opened my eyes to what is going on in Jersey. I've seen over those 5 years mothers who are desperate to get back into work, but they can't get back into work. It costs around £1,300, £1,400 to push child and childcare full-time, which makes it completely uneconomical for some families to actually work. I've seen mothers who have children of school age, and they want to get back to work, but there's a distinct lack of part-time roles in Jersey. Now, I'm very passionate about doing something about reasonable cost for childcare. Preferably, state-funded means-tested childcare would be a good step. And part-time roles. There's plenty of legislation in the UK, which means an employer has to really come up with a fantastic reason why they cannot consider part-time roles. In Jersey, it's very much a, no, we just don't fancy it, we'll have a full-time person to do that.
I am an ordinary person. I am a working class woman. I work full time and I look after my children, and I am married, and I struggle like many people do to make ends meet. And I think maybe there is time that different people with different attitudes join the politics in Jersey, and we can actually reflect what ordinary people think and what their struggles are when it comes to everyday living and how to keep our families going. Just won't be going on much more for now, but just wanted to say that some of the issues that really affect me, and I hope some of you can sympathize with that, are the GST put on top of food. I would like to see that either being frozen or removed completely. I have got issue with the 0-hour contract, because as my husband, like so many men, my husband is one of those who is working and he works on 0-hour contracts. It makes it really difficult for us to make ends meet at the end of the month. Also, like somebody has mentioned here before, would be really good if people could actually feel free to go and see a doctor without having the fear of having to dish out £40 and not knowing how those £40 can be taken back into their purses so they can pay for their other bills. And I do really want to make a point about the tax system in Jersey, and I really agree that the tax system should reflect what you earn is what you pay.
Even if you think 0-hour contracts are not that bad, they're great. Even if you think that the population needs to grow exponentially and economic growth needs to grow with it, and even if you don't believe in affordable health care, that you should be able to go and see a doctor when you're sick, irrespective of how much money you have. And even if you don't believe that people should live in decent housing, why should you still support Reform Jersey? Well, I think because we all know deep down that Jersey needs a proper system of government in place. We need the party politics to come in, and we need the Conservative Party, which has ruled Jersey for the last, 50, 100 years, and before that it was feudal, so it didn't apply. We need those dialectics of politics to engage in debate, so it's not focused on personalities. And how many times have we seen as states members, but also the public listening, well, we know that the arguments have been made, but the best arguments haven't won, and the deal's been done often beforehand in the States so that we don't get proper progress. This needs to change, and that's why I would encourage members here, hopefully who are generally on side already, to support us. So what can you do to help? I think what you can do is very many practical things in the next week. There'll be nomination meetings. If you can even go and attend the nomination meeting for your local candidate, for your senatorial candidate, that will give them moral encouragement. If you can deliver leaflets, if you can help put up posters, all of these very practical things are helpful, but also help spread the word. Say that you've been here tonight, say that you were impressed hopefully by some or all of our candidates, and that you would like to support Reform Jersey to help build a better society in the future. So thanks for your time. I think we're going to hand back over to Sam. I would hope there'll be some time for questions so that you can really perhaps put us into our places, because in many ways this is